Hello everyone, I am Xeric Sword Sentinel, and welcome back to Century of Economy 2018. Picking up where we left off, new resource rolls were needed. A 3 and a 4 were rolled, meaning that for the next 4 turns, spices and metals would be the most valuable resources. The Cursed rejoice over this change, as they have lots of metals and spices still stocked at their island, which now produces lumber. Terox finally eliminates the last mass from the Marta Rapida, dooming the ship, or opening the door to capture. The Grinder attacks the Resolution, but only manages to eliminate one mast. The Nightmare rams into the Mobilis and eliminates a segment. Normally this cannot happen, but we played it wrong for most of this game. An overhead shot of the Cursed home island. After several turns with no actual gold, coins have now appeared, brought in by Cursed ships returning from the fight against the Spanish. The Terror is rammed as well, and loses her second segment, leaving her with only one. The Forge is able to take 2 masts off of the Cristobal, while on the left the St. George has nearly destroyed El Castillo de Infanata. The Acorazado is hurting, with the Titan managing to take a mast off of the Spanish warship. Deep in pirate waters, the Colossus tries to find a way out and heads for the portal. The Americans hope that the Cursed will be nice and that one of their ships threw their waters as they tried to flee. Or are they trying to flee? More American ships are approaching the pirates. To cap off their turn, the Americans launch from their military port on the middle island. The Spanish hit the English hard. The Garante weighs in and takes the Forge down to 1 mast standing, while the Trinity takes 2 masts off of the St. George. In the background, the Cristobal and Premier Caballero have devastated the Lord Algernon. Ending their turn, the Spanish dip into the privateer factions, launching the Crescent Moon with Kheyr ed-Din, a captain, cannoneer, and musketeer, the Nubian Prince with Arouge Barbarossa, a helmsman, cannoneer, and chain-shot specialist, the Janissary's Blood with Murat Reis, a captain, helmsman, cannoneer, and musketeer. An overhead shot of pirate waters. Many of their ships seem to be pointing northward, toward the Cursed. A storm narrowly misses the damaged Fuerza de Dios. The Guishan catches the brave Selkirk on the surface and eliminates all of her segments. The Cursed purposely do not sink her, as they plan to capture her. The King Jones sails over and does just that, taking the Selkirk from the Spanish. The Cursed are slowly rebuilding from their fight with Spain. Ships are repairing, both natural Cursed and captured Cursed. La Muerta Rapida has been captured by the Cursed, and the Resolution is about to suffer the same fate. The Santissimo Trinidad is derelicted by the Bretwalda and Endeavour. The English have a mind to capture the ship to use it against the Spanish. The Acorazado is taking a beating, and is in danger with only 2 masts left. English reinforcements are on their way in the form of the Dauntless, Black Knight, from Return of Davy Jones, and the Ironwood, from Fiends of the Blood Islands. The Apollo was able to derelict the Premier Caballero and moved on to damage the Cristobal even further. The Americans to the rescue! In a single shoot action, the Bretwalda is rendered derelict by the USS Venture, from Return of Davy Jones. Attack! The Americans attack the pirates, with the Thomas Jefferson, Colossus, Franklin, and Pearl all getting in some good hits on their targets. Taking a break to stand to die on its corner. The Spanish are taking a beating, with the Apollo given another action to derelict the Cristobal. Behind her, the Black Knight is fast approaching. The Animadora bravely shields the Trinidad from the much larger Endeavour, and pays the price, losing her only mast. Given an extra, the Black Knight pulls broadside and sinks the Premier Caballero. Americans to the rescue again! The Venture eliminates 3 masts from the Endeavour and placing herself between the English and the Spanish. The Harbinger from Davy Jones' Curse is sunk, and the Colossus moves on to help the Jefferson take on the Deliverance. A shoot action later, and the Ocean's Edge Deliverance is sunk. The Crimson Coast Deliverance used her speed to get into a fog bank. The Jefferson moves in to take on more pirates, targeting the Flying Dutchman and Revenant, taking masts off of both ships. The Trinity repairs at Castillo de Infanta, The newly launched La Sombra, from Dark Tides, takes the Cristobal under tow, getting her out of harm's way. The newly launched El Agornata dives into the gap created to hold the English back with the Gariante. The Janissary's blood begins to tow the Trinidad, while Crescent Moon accompanies her. Behind them to the right, the fully repaired Acorazado, from El Cazador, makes headway toward the English. Ending their turn, the Spanish launched the San Jose from their trading port, with the express intent of exploring the nearby shipwreck. Striking back at the Americans, the Basilica eliminates their military port with a successful broadsides attack. Blurry and chaotic, the Harbinger, from Spanish Main, attacks the Thomas Jefferson, taking off her two back masts. A Kraken has surrounded the Pearl, and the Dutchman has sailed astern of the Colossus and tried to board her, but failed. The Franklin has one mast remaining and is pinned to the Revenant. The Ironwood gets the jump on the Venture and takes off her rearmost mast. The Black Knight sails between the Argonauta and Gariante, hitting the latter with a successful broadsides attack. Deciding not to risk another broadsides, the Black Knight fires her cannons regularly at the Argonauta, but only manages to eliminate one mast. With help from the damaged Algernon, the Dauntless muscles her way into the scene and finishes off the Gariante, a huge moral loss for the Spanish. Making things worse, the Acorazado could be in for a similar fate, down to one mast with the Titan and Legacy bearing down on her. The San Jose lost a mast docking at the shipwreck and will explore it on her next turn. The Ironwood uses a combination of ramming and cannons to take the Venture down to one mast. The Cruzado is in dire straits, rendered derelict by the Titan. The Burma tries to flee, but her final mast is consumed by flames, dooming the ship. Many English ships are damaged and returning to port to repair, while others are on their way to attack the Spanish. Chiefly among them is the HMS Gallows. The English keep up the pressure, with the Black Knight engaging the Argonauta. The Knight is given an extra to move on and attack the Sombra, who cannot be hit by L-range cannons. The Legacy strikes from extended range, taking two masts off of the Nubian Prince. The Americans' initial success evaporates in a single turn, with the Colossus and Pearl taken down to two masts and the Jefferson rendered derelict. The San Jose explores the shipwreck. What a find! Plunder was worth 5 gold, and the Heart of Stone didn't take effect, as the San Jose had no crew on her. Pandora's box brought in some interesting things, chiefly among them Nemo's plant, which would keep the box going, as well as the sunken treasure, which was a proxy for the Fountain of Dreams treasure. And that wraps up this report. The Cursed are rebuilding from their fight with the Spanish are fighting the English with mixed results, and the Americans and pirates fight each other. Coming up next, factions will begin to feel the effects of the Fountain of Dreams and much more. So if you want to see that, make sure you're subscribed. If you like what you saw, hit that like button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.